Hey all, welcome back to my channel. And for the new subscribers here, I'm Nat and I'm your self-affirming bestie. Welcome to Thrive with Nat. Okay, today I want to focus on self-betrayal. This being in a way of, betraying your true self, betraying your needs, betraying your wants, and betraying your desires. This betraying you to avoid conflict or to avoid judgment from others. I believe like the most highest betrayal is self-betrayal, because self-betrayal is putting others before yourself. This often can start in childhood when a child feels that they need to be accepted, or if they feel invalidated, that they conform to others to make others, to please others and make them happy. So I believe that it is learned so we can gain, acceptance from others. Like when a child is being their true selves and being who they are and what they are naturally and free. And when they are quieted down and say, a girl is not supposed to act this way, or a boy isn't supposed to act this way, this is them constructing you to be a certain person, and that is not being your true authentic self. So I guess it's a role you're putting, and then you have to play that role and be in that role to be accepted, like sometimes to gain love and acceptance. I believe that this is like a constructed version of us that we show and showcase to the world, and it's not being our true authentic selves. So here are habits that show that you have a pattern of self-betrayal. By saying yes when you want to say no. Self-sabotaging, ignoring your basic needs of self-care and self-love, and just taking care of others to your own expense of yourself. Okay, so story time. Okay, when I was growing up, I knew that I felt different. I always felt different. I felt like I was misunderstood. And I was just always the quiet child. I stayed to myself. I never was one in class to raise my hand and participate. I never wanted to speak unless I'm spoken to. I kept to myself. I kept my emotions in. And when people were telling me growing up, oh, she's quiet, she's nice. Like I was a good child. I was good. So I'm like, okay, this is what people like. So let me just be quiet and be nice and be obedient. So because this is what society and everyone else believed that I should be. So I stayed that way. Did I believe this was my true authentic self? No. Because I could remember times before when I was free in my childhood. So I did have that people-pleasing tendencies growing up. My parents were people pleasers. They were, and it did pass down to me. Trigger warning. I believe that my people-pleasing tendencies and my self-betrayal stem from being molested as a child. I was molested as a child from a family member, an older family member, and I believe that I repressed the emotions and the thoughts and the memories of it so much that I can barely even remember everything, but I remember flashes and flashbacks of things, and I remember feelings and how I felt. I can't remember my age too much, but I have an idea of how old I could have been, and I was truly very young. And I believe that, and it happened for a while. It happened for a while until I finally opened my mouth to say something. So I do believe that, given the history of being sexually abused and being molested as a child, it really did, make me create that trust issue to open up to others. It made me feel like I was not safe when I did speak about it and it was acknowledged. The situation was handled, but I feel like I wasn't given that space to really express how what was happening to me made me feel. I feel like no one wanted to come to talk to me about it because it was uncomfortable and it was embarrassing and it was a difficult time. And I don't remember ever being approached about it afterwards to make me feel like, it just made me feel like it wasn't real and it didn't happen. It quieted me down and I really felt unsafe. So I do believe that, the pattern of me like having these self-betrayal like tendencies did stem from this incident that did happen to me. So growing up, I did like kind of repress the need to I repressed like parts of myself to be loved, to be validated. I did keep everything inside. I had like a constant need to of approval. I needed approval and I was just scared of judgment and I was scared of criticism. That was something I was always fearful. I just wanted to please everyone else. Confrontation and conflict, it was difficult for me back then. It was difficult. I felt uneasy. It was disturbing to me. I just didn't like anything that does with conflict and confrontation. It really dysregulate my nervous system. It made me feel uneasy. But then growing up now, I learned to be comfortable with the uncomfortable and hard situations and hard conversations are necessary. So having self-betrayal is like having a lack of trust in myself. Having self-betrayal is having a lack of trust in yourself, and this brings about a lot of shame for me. It brought about my low self-worth because I just didn't trust myself and trust to be my true self for other people to, feel like to other people to like me. So this is how I survived growing up. I'm putting others' expectations on me, and I just want to create peace. I wanted to create peace, and I just wanted peace no matter what it was or what it was, what's going on. I just wanted to be the peacemaker. And no matter how I feel or anything, I just disregarded all of that. So I believe that I shrink back my personality and my true self to help others feel more comfortable. And I even brought that in my relationship again. I brought this in all my relationships actually, but with the relationship with my husband, I believe that I put a lot on him because I made him define my self-worth for years. And it was not until recently when I took that power back, I will say. I don't know. Well, I knew why I put that on him because I had low self-worth. But I took that power back, and I know that I'm worthy and I'm worth it, and I should get what I need, and I should get what I want, and I should get what I desire because I am important and I am worthy. So to break this self-betrayal pattern, I will give you some steps, or I will give you some ways, to help with that. So number one, just identify the root of the self-betrayal. Become more self-aware of when situations happen, what feelings come up for you, why you think these feelings come up for you, and just analyze those emotions and just become more aware of that. Number two, just set clear and firm boundaries and stick to it. Number three, just listen to your inner voice and your inner gut feeling, because that gut feeling is always the truth. Number four, challenge your self-negative thoughts and work on your self-beliefs. I'm big on self-compassion. Practice self-compassion, practice self-care, practice self-love. Forgive yourself for things that happened in the past. We're only human, we make mistakes, and we're not perfect, and just loving yourself. Because the things that happen to you does not define who you are. And lastly, you can consider therapy, to help you dig to the root of self-betrayal and see where, things come from in your childhood. So seeking therapy or considering seeking therapy is truly helpful, because they help you, they help you dig deep to the underlying trauma that you don't know that you have. And I just believe if I go into therapy, it just gives you deeper insight. Just know that self-betrayal is the most biggest betrayal, the most highest betrayal, and it will keep you stuck. It will keep you stuck in certain ways, in certain patterns, and it will be a cycle, and it will not get you far. I hope this video resonates with you, and I know this is a tough subject. It was a tough subject for me to share my story, but I know with me sharing my stories, other people can relate to me as well with things that they're going through. But if you got this far, thank you so much for watching. And please like, subscribe, hit that notification button so you can know when my next video will be out. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you later. Bye.